Oz Perkins, son of Anthony Perkins, who very famously played Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece and my favorite movie, Psycho, is absolutely killing it with Longlegs, the monkey. Another film is set to release of his called Keeper. However, is his style for me? Welcome to my review of The Monkey, and we're going to find out. The Monkey follows twin brothers Bill and Hal, who find their father's old monkey toy in the attic, and a series of gruesome deaths start. Siblings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years. We meet Bill and Hal as children, and we watch them literally discover the toy and then figure out that this toy is causing these gruesome deaths all around them. So they find the toy, people die, they lose touch, they reconnect 25 years later, and here we are for the sort of second part of the film. That's really not a spoiler. It's very much teed up in the trailer and the log line. This film really focuses on the kills and the darkest of dark humor, and it definitely doesn't take itself too seriously in a way that I very much appreciated. You know, it really leans into the absurdity of the situation, you know, killer toy monkey and all that. I will say I was very impressed with some of these unique kills. I'm just gonna say the bees, and if you know, you know. We watch these kills and these people all around the boys just keep dying and dying and dying. But beyond that, we also focus on this fraught relationship between the twins and how that gets worse over time until they actually just completely lose touch and the whole thing unravels. And then, you know, more deaths happen. A lot more deaths happen. Dare I say too many deaths happen. I know. If you loved this film, you're like, that's what I liked about it. I get it. I hear you. Because look, I love a good slasher with a lot of on-screen kills. I'm not opposed to that by any means. But the plot of this film really set us up for a potentially really interesting conversation around trauma and how it's passed down from generation to generation, abandonment, and dealing with grief. And I just feel like it kind of went there, like dipped its toes into those conversations, but then it was so focused on all of the inventive kills that there was actually not enough space to really explore those themes. We meet and spend a lot of time with one of the twins, Hal, who is played by THEO JAMES. Well, they're both played by THEO JAMES, but Hal has a son and he works at a grocery store, and he's sort of painted as this recluse, like, loser with no friends and no real life. And I just have to say that was extremely hard for me to believe, because have you seen THEO JAMES? You expect me to believe that drop-dead gorgeous man is a grocery store clerk and has no friends and no one's paying him any attention? It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell for me. Hal, has a son named Petey who he sees once a year, and obviously that's because he doesn't want his son to be affected by the monkey. I get it, but we kind of just like gloss over that, and it's just like, this is just how it is. And I don't feel like we ever really got a good catharsis between the two of them. It's definitely in there, and it's a part of the resolution, but I feel like I left feeling unresolved. But if you were craving a theatrically released splatter film in 2025, I think it is very safe to say that you got that with The Monkey, which I know is more than enough for some audiences. It just wasn't quite enough for me. There were so many ideas here, and I just don't feel like they were fully fleshed out. And I actually felt similarly when I saw Longlegs. I felt like the pieces of that plot sort of didn't connect fully. I'm reluctant to say that because I haven't rewatched it, and I feel like that's possibly a movie that upon a second watch I might feel differently about, but that was just my initial reaction upon seeing Longlegs, and same goes for The Monkey. I do not think I will be rewatching The Monkey. The excitement of those kills really comes from seeing it for the first time. Just in case it needs to be said, it is extremely rare and impressive that one writer-director has this many theatrical releases in this short of a time frame. So I am not here to say that he does not deserve this by any means. I just think for me now, having seen two of his films, Longlegs and The Monkey, they have both fallen a little bit flat for me. and sort of in the same way. And it's funny because Longlegs and the monkey live on completely opposite sides of the horror spectrum, with Longlegs being a psychological horror thriller and the monkey being a splatter horror comedy. But let's be real, I will continue to show up on opening night for any Osgood Perkins movie, even if it's not always for me. I've only seen 2 of his films so far, and it is very clear that he has a very, very distinct voice and vision, even though we've seen him do completely opposite ends of the spectrum. So I feel like we're watching him discover what his style is going to be, and that is just so freaking exciting. It's really cool to watch someone that I'm like, no, you're gonna be a staple in this genre for a really long time, and I get to witness it in the theater opening night in real time. Have you seen The Monkey? What did you think?